welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the second live stream of the day. We decided to do an emergency live stream earlier this morning, and we actually had a surprising amount of people come in to that live stream. So now we're thinking, like, should we just stream at 6 a.m. or 6:30 every morning, do like a pre-market stream, and then we do our 11:30? I don't know, guys. Put some emojis in the chat if you feel like we need to do that. And because we had some fun, it was nice. We sipped some coffee. We had some people in, and we enjoyed the conversations. And let's maybe keep that trend going. I mean, hey, it's the bull market. Someone said, well, why not? It's the bull market. So let's go. So welcome, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to this channel, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. You're dinging the bell to be notified when I go live. And also, you will get notified, too, whenever I release, short or medium long form crypto content, which I tend to do. I will release sometimes 16, 20-minute videos breaking down a whole thesis or whatever. Or if you come into these live streams on a Monday through Friday daily basis, we break down the most bullish news and what is happening right now in these markets. And shout out to Substack. We're going to start using Substack a little bit more to be able to gather some of our crypto news. We found a really great Substack to follow, which is the Daily Degen. So we have a whole kind of market breakdown on what's been happening recently with kind of just about everything. So we're going to go through that, and then we're also going to get into some of the bullish news. That is the Pepe listing for Binance US. So that is huge. We're going to be having a Pepe breakout here pretty soon. I mean, it's breaking out already, guys. We've been talking about this. We've talked about this for the past couple weeks, and then also in the past couple days that we've had Pepe sitting in a daily bull flag. And so on the 4-hour and on the daily is where you can see that bullish pattern for Pepe. So put your Pepes in the chat. We added some new emojis for the members of the channel. If you are not a member of the channel, why not be a member of the channel, and you can send some bullish emojis that we just added. We added some a Doge emoji, the Pepe emoji, a Neo Bitcoin emoji, all the bullish emojis that you guys might be familiar with. But yeah, so we're trying to update the thing a little bit. But yeah, we got, the U.S. government has been moving some things around. They're moving FTX Alameda seized assets. They're moving Silk Road assets. I mean, they're moving things all over the place. So let's see what happens with the U.S. government holdings. And then also we're going to go over some of the bullish altcoins that have been moving really fast in the top 100, top 200, 300 in terms of the cryptocurrency market caps, in terms of volume and value. We're going to look at all of those that have been pumping on the weekly here. We're going to focus on the ones that actually have been moving the most on the monthly, because those are the ones that could probably see the pullbacks. Because think, HBAR, Stellar Lumens and XRP and VeChain, a lot of these things have been pumping, so they're due for a little bit of a pullback. And so now what are people pulling back into? Well, check it out. We basically had Tron do a 90% move to the upside. Basically, in a daily candle, we had Tron go up substantially. And so now where everyone's kind of thinking, what's going to be the next coins that are going to be doing these 60% moves in a day, or 70% moves in a day? Well, we think there's a few. We're gonna cover which ones we think are probably going to be doing that, and we think one of them might be Pepe. We're going to start seeing Pepe break out. We got the bullish news of the Pepe, the Pepe, the ETH Pepe, this Pepe, the Pepe that is number 25 in terms of the total cryptocurrency market in terms of market cap, is in the number 25 spot right now, and recently has been listed on Coinbase and also has been listed on Robinhood. So we had been foreshadowing this basically and thinking to ourselves, like, is Pepe becoming the Doge of this cycle? Like, could it do a Doge where it actually has a chance to go into just the Mars. I mean, basically just be not at the moon, but at Mars, just going to 100x. You know, we did some stupid moon math and said, you know, okay, well, if Pepe could it get to 100x from here? Are we crazy to think that Pepe could actually do 100x? Because then that would actually mean that the market cap size would be at like a $500 billion market cap. so I mean, I think Pepe could do a 50x. You know, I'm pretty actually, I think 50x's could be on the cards, but 100x would mean that the overall cryptocurrency market cap would have to be ginormous. Like basically the total cryptocurrency market cap, guys, is at $3.4 trillion. $3.4 trillion is the total market cap here. And this is kind of what we're working with here. And so our prediction is that we start to get towards that $7 trillion market cap. And with actually with the amount of institution adoption that's coming into crypto and specifically Bitcoin, we've said this before that we think Bitcoin is still massively undervalued. I mean, it's only at a $1.8 trillion market cap. And if you compare it to other companies that have a market cap of 3 trillion or 4 trillion, it is like, you know, Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, things like that are at the trillions. So it makes no sense that Bitcoin is where it's at in terms of what the potential and what the technology is, what the benefit of actually holding Bitcoin as your like, it is your energy savings. That's how you have to think about it. It's almost like the energy that you have been putting into your work to then get paid this fiat currency. If you held that fiat currency for 5 years instead of investing it or just holding it in the bank, getting interest, you know, from your savings account, you're actually losing money. You would actually be losing about 20 to 30% of your dollar's value by just doing nothing with it. And so what Bitcoin has taught a lot of people like Michael Saylor, which, you know, by the way, you know, if you check the Michael Saylor tracker, you know, they've been buying Bitcoin from 10K and everywhere on this chart for the past 4 years. And what has that done? That's given them billions of dollars of revenue and liquidity and equity that they are able to then, with their stocks and their shares, they're able to leverage that, borrow more money, and then put it into Bitcoin because they know, but Michael Saylor knows that the dollar ultimately, with the control of the Federal Reserve, is doomed because they're going to keep printing it. And so what do you do with the freshly printed fiat cash? Because you know at that point, when you keep putting a supply into the system, it makes the things that are priced in that currency go up. Once you learn that simple concept of supply and demand and currency debasement by the inflation of the actual units going into the market, then that's why Bitcoin is so important. That's why blockchains that actually do have a limited supply are so important. And it's not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin obviously being the top dog and the primary, you know, character in this crypto story. We are just in a really, really cool time, because this, my friends, is the chance that we can, as the normies or the you know, the 98%, the 99%, because most of the wealth is held in 3 to 4%, and everyone else is considered poor compared to how much money is actually floating around at the top. So at this point, those people are investing and knowing that they don't want to lose their money. They don't want their money to be debased. They want to grow it. They also know that this is what's coming down the pipe. And the only way that they can protect their wealth is to invest it. And the best performing asset right now is Bitcoin. And so this is why I think the total cryptocurrency market cap only being at 7 trillion is lowball. That is bearish. is so bearish to even think that we would stall out at 7 trillion, because I think Bitcoin is going to go to 7 trillion just on Bitcoin alone. And then Ethereum is going to be valued at 2 trillion or 3 trillion, which is the value of the total market cap that it's at right now. This is where you guys don't understand how freaking early you are. If you hold these things for the next 4, 5, 10 years, 5 to 10 years, you hold these things, you will be rich. You will have gains. You do have to take profits. You do have to take profits, obviously. But if you have a long-term outlook on this, kind of like Da Vinci did. You think about Da Vinci 13 years ago. He was talking about gold. He was talking about silver. He was talking about the money supply, talking about how the Federal Reserve and how what they're doing is pushing people into gold and silver. But then he found something. He discovered Bitcoin. And him sticking with it, he's still held probably a lot or a good portion of those Bitcoins that he bought 13 years ago. That's massive, massive conviction. And so I wonder how much those Bitcoins are worth at this point. I mean, it's astounding the amount of returns that someone could have gotten through holding through the 13 years of the maturity of Bitcoin till this point. And it's only 13 years. So you have to think about the normal investing or the normal like retirement mind frame. They put the Matrix does something real funny to you. They'll put these taglines in your head and make you think that you need to start doing this at this age. This is what's gonna happen when you get this age. They put these constraints on you for a reason. You don't think that this time that actual sigilling word magic on you is not playing out in real time with everyone thinking, oh yeah, the retirement age, 65, yeah. You don't think they made that as a purposeful meme for them to scam the shit out of you? Like, that's what's happening right now. So you have to wake up and start to think that, okay, it's not 65 retirement age. What the hell is that? And then Social Security? Get the hell out of here. It's a total freaking scam. So what you have to think is that, okay, actually, I could retire in 10 years. Not 30 years. Like you think, when you start thinking about your career and when you start to get in your prime, you're working, you're 55, you're working since you're freaking 20 something years old all the way up until you're 55. And then you still got 15 more years that the government's telling you is your retirement age. The hell is that? Kind of mental programming is that? So this is the time to start thinking about these things and actually being like, whoa, wait a minute. You're like, wait a second. Hold the banana phone. What the hell's going on? That is what you need to start thinking about. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. You start to wake up, and then you're like, okay, now my life can start to change, and I will get off the damn hamster wheel. And crypto will do that to you. Crypto will do that to you. All right, guys, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this freaking show on the road. We're glad that you're here, and we're going to get into the Bitcoin price. We're going to get into our ETH trade that is smashing it right now. The ETH trade is doing very well. ETH did see a little bit of retracement, but we had a nice ETH pump finally, and I think we're going to keep going higher. But we're going to get into Bitcoin first. Let's get into Bitcoin first. Let's actually go into the 45-minute because we were going to explain to you guys a similar pattern that is happening right now, which is going to bring us to the upside. And so here you see on the 45-minute, we are mimicking the same pattern that we were just playing out in the beginning of November. Moonvember. Okay, so Moonvember, we have to look at this pattern. We had an inverse head and shoulders kind of forming a little bit here, but you see here that we went sideways. You can see like we basically did this whole like sideways traction here on this range, and then finally it just started to trade up on the parabolic curve and broke up to new all-time highs because of the squeezing of the Bollinger Bands. If you were to look at this on the daily, it squeezes. It starts to pinch, and then once it pinches, it has to go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. And so, look, we already had a consolidation low here from that bottom. We gained more. We gained support off of 90K. Now look at this. It's the same damn pattern. It's the same damn pattern. And so if you, I don't know. I mean, if you pull a trend, let's put it on this candle at the bottom here, and let's pull it here on this candle. We established a higher low from the bottom.